The string lights flickered above us, casting a golden shimmer over the backyard as friends clinked glasses and the band played a soft acoustic tune. The air smelled of roses and rain-soaked earth, perfect, almost cinematic. I stood under the archway, waiting for my wife, Melissa, to walk down the aisle again. Our 10-year vow renewal. Our fresh start. Or so I thought. When she appeared at the end of the aisle, my heart kicked like it did the day we first married. Her white dress wasn't traditional, more champagne than ivory, and her hair fell loose around her shoulders, just how I liked it. Everyone turned to admire her, and I caught her eye, smiling. But her smile didn't reach her eyes. Something about her looked detached, distant. Still, I brushed it off. She'd been stressed, I told myself. Between work, the kids, and planning this event, anyone would be exhausted. The officiant cleared his throat and invited us to renew our vows. I began first, voice trembling with emotion. I talked about our struggles, how we'd almost lost ourselves to time and fatigue, how I wanted to fall in love with her again, every day, as if for the first time. When it was Melissa's turn, she hesitated. Everyone fell silent. Even the band stopped playing. She looked down at her hands, the gold ring glinting faintly in the dim light. Then she said it. Calmly. Clearly. Ethan, you were my backup plan. I should have married Mark. For a moment, I thought I'd misheard. The words didn't register, like someone had changed the language halfway through a sentence. The crowd shifted, confused laughter rippling among them. I stared at her, trying to find the humor in her eyes. There wasn't any. Melissa, I whispered, voice cracking. What the hell are you talking about? You were safe, she continued, ignoring the gasps. Reliable. I knew you'd never leave me. Mark was passion. But I couldn't trust him back then. So I picked you. The officiant froze, his mouth hanging open. Someone in the back muttered, "Is this a joke?" But I knew her too well. She wasn't joking. The world around me dimmed. The laughter, the chatter, the music, all muffled under a roaring silence that filled my skull. My chest ached as if my ribs were splintering inward. She looked up at me then, tears glimmering in her eyes, not of guilt, but of frustration. I thought renewing our vows would make me feel something again, she said quietly. But it doesn't. I've been lying to both of us. The ring slipped from my hand before I even realized I'd dropped it. It hit the grass with a soft, final sound. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I just stared, numb, as our guests pretended not to stare directly, shifting uncomfortably. Her mother looked mortified. My brother clenched his jaw, ready to punch someone. I whispered, "Why here? Why now?" "Because I couldn't keep pretending," she said. "Mark reached out a few weeks ago. He's divorced now. He said he still thinks about me. And I realized. I never stopped thinking about him either." There it was, the knife twisted, deep and deliberate. She'd chosen this moment, this setting, this public stage to confess she wanted another man. I walked away without a word, feeling everyone's eyes burn through me. The night air was cold against my face, my hands trembling as I made it to the driveway. She didn't follow. Not then. That night, I packed a bag and went to stay at my brother's place. He said I should call a lawyer. But I didn't. Not yet. Something inside me refused to let go that easily. I spent the next few days silent, scrolling through my phone, rereading messages, photos, everything that used to mean something. But one night, curiosity overpowered heartbreak. I opened her cloud account. I'd set it up years ago, back when she used to lose her passwords every other week. Inside, I found everything. Hundreds of messages with Mark. Flirty ones. Long, emotional ones. Plans. And then, the final message, the one that shattered whatever pieces of me were left. "Once I tell Ethan, it'll finally be over. I'll be free. Wish me luck, babe." She'd sent it the morning of our vow renewal. I didn't confront her right away. I waited. I wanted to understand why. I needed to look her in the eye one more time, see if there was a trace of the woman who once swore she'd never hurt me. So when she came home 2 nights later to pick up her things, I was waiting in the living room. The candles were lit, The same one she'd picked out for our romantic night that never happened. She froze when she saw me. "Ethan, I didn't think you'd be here." "I know," I said quietly. "You thought I'd be gone. You thought you could take your things and disappear before facing me." Her eyes darted to the phone on the table, the one I'd set face up, with her messages open. Her lips parted, panic flickering across her face. "You went through my..." "I built that account for you," I interrupted. "I helped you set it up. I never thought I'd have to use it to find out my wife was planning her escape with her ex." She said nothing. Her silence was answer enough. "You said I was your backup plan," I whispered. "Then I guess it's time I stopped being one." I reached into my jacket and pulled out a small envelope. Inside was the divorce petition. Signed. Filed. But that wasn't the revenge. That came later. A week later, I posted a photo online, me at a quiet coastal town, holding a drink, the sun setting behind me. The caption read, "10 years of lies end today. Here's to freedom and honesty." It wasn't meant to go viral, but it did. Friends, family, co-workers, they all saw it. And with it, the screenshots I'd attached, her messages, her confession. I hadn't planned to destroy her reputation. But I wasn't going to protect a woman who humiliated me in front of everyone I loved. Melissa called, sobbing. "Ethan, please take it down. Everyone's calling me." "You wanted to be free," I said coldly. "Now you are." Click. Months passed. I heard she moved in with Mark. I didn't care, not really. But I did smile when I later found out he'd cheated on her. Twice. It wasn't joy. Not exactly. It was closure. Poetic justice. Now, when people ask about that night, I tell them it was the best thing that ever happened to me. Because sometimes, the only way to uncover the truth is to watch someone destroy themselves with it. And she did. Perfectly.